Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things we really want to do with this game is we want to get new players in the game, and we want them to kind of like we don't want them to just get punched in the mouth over and over again until they leave. We want a healthy ecosystem. We want a lot of players in and having fun, and that's a big focus for us. It's a big focus for us in weapon design. It's a big focus for us in level design. Our weapons are a bit more lethal than they were in the Black Ops, the recent more Black Ops, and that helps a lower skilled player get a kill when they otherwise wouldn't, have some success, and then feel like now there's a desire to get better and to get another kill. Our maps are a little bit more porous, and we want those players to have a safe place. We want those players to have a safe place. We want those players to have a safe place, to take their time to learn how to turn and move and then shoot, put those pieces together, and then they see someone and be like, oh, okay, now I can do this. So.
What?
The fuck is he talking about?
Boy, if you don't... Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
I wish I could have found that video or that interview way before this game came out. That way I wouldn't be acting so surprised at what I'm seeing right now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Rob James coming at you with another video. If you are brand new to this channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you find yourself coming back and you enjoy the content, feel free to turn on our post notifications so that you don't miss a beat from me when I drop these videos. Now, I only have 90 some odd subscribers, so I'm probably the last person that should be talking about something like this. A lot of people probably won't even watch this video, but like those wonderful guys at Infinity Ward just put out, I need a quote unquote safe place to put this information out. The gameplay that you're watching here, if you're not aware, the update 106 went on ahead and released, and kill confirmed was added within that. I'm not going to get into details of what was added within that update. There's so many videos on that already, but what you're seeing here is a game of kill confirmed, and I put in this video up. This was a loss. I did lose in this game because I want you guys to see how pathetic this is. It ties into that video that you just watched before the video kicked off, and it's going to show why I'm, along with the rest of you guys, why I am so irritated with the foolery that's going on in Infinity Ward. So the first thing a lot of us have thought to ourselves is, who in the world asked for any of these features that Infinity Ward decided to add within this game? You took away all of the essential elements that made Call of Duty what it was. You took everything that made Call of Duty its brand name and you turned it into something else. I didn't want to be that guy that was calling this game a mixture of Battlefield and Rainbow Six, but that's exactly what this is. And then on top of that, we already know you took our footsteps and you made it sound like the Million Man March, and you basically punished all of your aggressive players. So I'm watching this video, man, and the first thing I think to myself is, okay, you want to bring in new people, so why in the world are you going to make a Call of Duty game that exclusively damn near caters to the new people that you try to attract? It's the stupidest thing in the world. When I first started playing Call of Duty, it was 2009, full-time. It was 2009. I gave it a try back in COD 4 when the very first Modern Warfare came out, but I was still a dedicated Halo player. So when I did transition into Call of Duty full-time, look, I was like a lot of you guys. What happened to us? We were getting smacked around. I said this in my last video. We all got smacked around. Why are we good at Call of Duty these days? Because we repetitiously played the game. We naturally got better at it. We didn't need these developers to sit here and hold our hand and be like, oh, well, let's make a Call of Duty for all the new people because they're not pretty good at the game. We are going to make this game so that way it teaches them the basic fundamentals of any shooter. It's not just the fundamentals of Call of Duty. You guys saw the video. These guys are talking about we want to teach them how to actually move their left analog stick. That's the kind of vibe I got from what I just saw. We want to teach them how to move and shoot, so when they get kills, they can think to themselves, oh, well, I can do this. Dog, we are not preschoolers. Like, what are y'all talking about, man? Like, that irked my soul just hearing that. Dude, we do not need our hands held here. Those guys, they need to get the same kind of treatment that we got. Hey, get up in there and get better at the game so that you can keep up with everybody else. And then what frustrates me even further is the skill-based matchmaking. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of us have speculated it, and it's true. There is definitely skill-based matchmaking in this game. And for some odd reason, for those of you that are not aware of what skill-based matchmaking is, skill-based matchmaking is basically where you match with other players, you know, based on a certain level of skill at the detriment of your internet connection. So basically, regardless of what your internet connection looks like, if you are, if the server is looking for a match, you're going to be matched with somebody of a similar skill. You know, the internet connection that you guys have, it will be it will be the last priority when matchmaking in these lobbies. And it has been confirmed that this does exist. You know, I'm in a couple of Call of Duty based Facebook groups, and you know, one of the guys made a post. His question was, does it feel like that after you have a pretty good game, the next game you have, you absolutely get wrecked? And it's like, it happens to me all the time. If my kill death ratio so much as even sniffs one, or it goes over one, then the next lobby I get, I notice that I'm going to struggle. And once again, this is where it comes into your internet connection or your ping not being a priority when it comes to the skill-based matchmaking. Because the next match that I end up in, I'm talking about, I'm getting melted in those same 2 to 3 bullets that I was melting the opponents in the last go around. Whereas it's going to take me about 8 or 9 hit markers before I drop whoever's shooting at me. And it makes for a frustrating experience. I sit there and I rage at the game. You know what? Don't get me wrong, I still have my rage moments, but I'm raging less because I know why it's happening. Okay, so at the end of the day, with everything that was considered when making this game, you know, skill was the last thing. You know, this game does not take skill. People over here talking about adapt. Look, your version of adapt in this game is just camp and camp. Like I said, just keep watching this video as I'm talking. This is kill confirmed. Kill confirmed, you would think that with the nature of this game, kill confirmed is going to be one of those game modes that would give people some kind of incentive to come out of the corners and come and engage more out in the open. Like I said, I'm nothing against campers, but you know, you would think that, all right, the whole team is certainly not going to camp in a game of kill confirmed, right? Well, look, I was way off. Wait till you see what the score was at the end. But let me keep going. It's silly that Infinity Ward basically alienated their entire fan base. Now, I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to say that the game is going to be dead within the next few months, you know, because I have no way of actually proving that. You know, I can't dictate what other players are going to do. If people are going to stop playing the game, they're going to stop playing, and vice versa. If they're going to keep playing, they're going to keep playing. I can't control that. I'm not even going to predict that because I don't want to sound foolish later on. But at the same time, you know, I think it hurts you just like it hurt, what was it? The developers at EA, what was it? I think it's DICE that makes Battlefield, right? When Battlefield 5 decided to take a political direction because I guess there were women in the game. Keep in mind, I don't like getting into politics when it comes to video games. That's just not my thing. I play video games because I want to have fun playing them, okay? But there was a political undertone within Battlefield 5. People got a little frustrated, and the developers basically told their loyal fan base, if you don't like the product that we're putting out, don't buy the game. Simple. And Battlefield 5 ended up suffering because of that. I think that game is almost a dead game. I know the sales didn't meet their mark, and it had a little bit of something to do with the developers basically telling their loyal fan base to fuck off. Excuse my language. Now, I'm not saying that that's what Infinity Ward is doing to their fan base, as far from what I'm saying, but I do feel like that they didn't take their loyal fan base into consideration when they were making this game, because they pretty much nerfed all of their experienced players and they just OP'd the hell out of the newcomers, you know. These lobbies, they're not even sweaty. I wish people would stop saying that the lobbies are sweaty, okay? There's nothing sweaty about people that are so worried about their kill death ratios, like they're playing this game with every inch of their life sitting in the corner waiting to get the full ADS kill cam on you. That is not sweaty. You know, sweaty to me is people that are just going balls to the wall, you know, all day, every day. Well, you know what? I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself then, huh? Because I mean, if those guys are going to sit there and they've got to camp for all of their kills and they're popping off and getting kill streaks because of it, yeah, I guess you consider that sweaty. But I don't think that Infinity Ward is telling us to go, you know, go F off or anything like that. You know, Joe Seaside, I give him credit. I'm not going to bash any of those guys that are constantly tweeting, letting us know that they are well aware of what's going on. They're taking a look at the issues. They're taking a look at what's making this game so annoying. The man himself tweeted out that he's taking a look and everything that is frustrating us experienced players about this game. While I give them credit for doing that, I also want to say that it shouldn't have had to happen in the first place. I mean, you guys have been doing this for a long time. I think that you should have predicted that something like this would have happened. I mean, if you look at all the factors, your game encouraged camping from the jump. All of your play testers that you invited out there, if they hadn't said anything beforehand, before they got on Twitter and started criticizing the game, I wish that they had said something right then. Once again, that's not me bashing those guys. It's just me more or less stating what could have been done differently so that this could have been prevented from the jump. Okay, I hope that this is actively being worked on. You guys have released, what was it, 2 patches or 3 patches since the game is released, and only one of those patches included something that really was needed within the game, and that was buffing the dead silence. I hope very shortly, because honestly I can't wait until the end of November, like the rumor has been put out, that a traditional minimap is going to be added, that the footsteps are going to be reworked. I really can't wait until the end of the month, especially since the month just started. This is something that's got to be done like ASAP. I understand there's bugs and fixes, but goodness gracious, we're getting hostile over here. You know, I'm not gonna be one of those hostile people, but you know, it's just become a headache to the point where people are really on Twitter posting about Black Ops 4 Year 2. I really don't want to go back to that, because while Black Ops 4 was a good game, I was kind of irritated there. And finally, y'all look at this score, 31-29. Bro, the cap on kill confirmed is 65. That is unacceptable. Infinity Ward, Joe Seaside, Ashton Williams. If, like I said, my low subscriber having ass, I hope you guys are seeing this, because this is what we're having to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I can't rage any more than I already have. I'm not going to continue to give this game that type of energy. At this point, whatever happens just happens. Okay. You know, we have our Reddit posts, we have our Twitter posts. I mean, we played the beta, you guys. We kind of let it be known that we were afraid that this was going to happen from the jump. We predicted it because of how the beta played out. You know, everything was so campy. So we thought, okay, there's going to be some changes made. They're well aware of what's going on. These fixes will be done by the time October 25th rolls around and the game releases, but it almost feels like nothing got done. And even during the beta, I don't even remember the footsteps being that loud. Were the developers really this determined to cater to those noobs? Okay, look, when you first play a video game, you're going to be a noob. You know, it happens. When you try something new, you're never going to be the best player in the world right off the bat. You know, there's a whole bunch of other video games that have come out, you know, not even necessarily online shooters. It could be sports games. You don't see people like 2K coming out talking about, when they release a new NBA 2K game, that they were going to do X, Y, and Z to make sure that newer players feel welcome to the franchise. No, I'm talking about this game. That's a game that gets more and more, how can I say it? That gets more and more complex every year. The thing is the skill factor. That's not something that you can just sit back and be like, oh, well, why can't I do this? You've got to work at it, okay? These games should not be catering to you right off the bat. 2K is definitely not going to cater to you. Get better at the game. Otherwise, you're going to get abused. You guys want these new players to have some type of incentive to want to get better at the game. Look, it's like the old saying goes, you either like it or you don't. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, you cannot control that. Don't sit here and try to force someone to like a game. Well, I'm pretty sure they love it now, because they're like, hey, I'm brand new to this game. I can play this game, yada, yada, yada. But then check this out. What's going to happen is you guys are probably going to give us our traditional mini-map back. You're going to rework those footsteps. And then what's going to happen is I hope that you take a look at these weapon attachments and consider the fact that, you know, aggressive playing is still not encouraged, because there are those of us that have been aggressive players since COD 4, and we could play pretty aggressively in the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Once all that stuff gets put back to normal, then those same guys that you try to encourage to come and play your game, they're not going to be so good anymore. All right, but that's because you sat there, you held their hands, and you pretty much fed them with silver spoons that when we're finally able to play the way that we want to, when all styles are encouraged again, then those guys are going to feel cheated, because it's like, hey, I don't feel as welcome as the developers made me feel. No, you guys should have scrapped that idea from the jump. All right, like I said, we all started off as new players once upon a time, but we had to work to get better at the game. And there's so much more that I could say on this subject, but I'm just going to leave it at that, because I got my daughter sitting next to me right now. She's getting kind of antsy. She's going to start talking. The microphone is going to start picking up her sound. It's time for me to get on daddy detail. So I'm going to stop it right there. I'm pretty much done venting. So at the end of the day, my frustration stemmed at the fact that Infinity Ward chose to turn their back on their entire loyal fan base to make this new game. Okay, so once again, this is your boy Rob James. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. If you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to turn on all post notifications. I'm gonna get back to playing Modern Warfare, as frustrating as it is, because I still plan on putting out videos on how to get better at this game in spite of everything that's going on right now. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. You guys, you have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace.